The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome, everybody, to an excellent edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more, do we go into the breach, dear friends?
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
So what do we have happening today? Well, the bow did break. And I have no idea what that actually means. I just know I heard it in a song. When the bow breaks, cradle will fall. So what's a bow? Why is it breaking? Why is this market down in the S&P? 36 points. The Dow off 325 and the NASDAQ off 172. Well, bonds, its bow did break. TLT 113.93, down 90 cents. Again, we talked about those lows in the high 111s and low 112s that are probably now going to get tested, probably in a hurry. Now, the question is whether or not this is a false breakout to the lows. Doesn't seem so far. And the question is, well, a lot of money coming out of bonds. Where's that money going to go? So if we look to oil today, well, it's off $2. We looked at gold, and it's not rolling in there either, but it's not rolling out. 1202 in gold. Silver, a little bit more. It's down, 0.5% almost, looks like, from eyeballing it. So we've got a little bit, but when you get into these kind of markets, it's the question is, it's whack-a-mole. And that is, where is that money going to go? Where's it going to pop up? And that's where we're, as traders, it's time for us to use both our intelligence and look to history. I don't see any clear indications other than when we started breaking this week on Tuesday in the retail sector. Was quite a surprise. I didn't see anything out there technically that really said it was going to do that. All I saw were a lot of stocks breaking through low volume lows on lighter volume. We've gone kind of a fairly long distance with thinning markets. We've talked about it. In fact, what I was going to do is bring something up here and actually show it. I didn't close it before it got going. If you want kind of a midterm way of looking at the market, kind of a midterm outlook, not extreme long term, and it's certainly not short term, certainly not anything that ends with a bar that is described in minutes, probably the best at days, is the New York Summation Index. It should have on Tuesday turned up historically. Everything was there, and it did not. By Wednesday, of course, some bigger problems had hit the market. But this is, for a medium-term indicator, very good. And you always have to watch out for air pockets down at the below. I thought that it had been going down so long and so minutely that eventually it would go ahead and rally again. Thank God. In fact, I posted it in the den earlier to this thing. I had gone along a bunch of stocks because the risk reward was fairly huge finally, after several months of not having a lot to trade against. We had a lot to trade against, and boom, I was wrong. And the quote from Jesse Livermore is, "There's no real shame being wrong. It's the shame is staying wrong," and that's why you have stops. Of course, I flipped to the other side. I went to the dark side. I gave it a day, though, because normally just getting pushed one way in or out, isn't it? But they're just were, and I hate to say it, but this is kind of a market that I kind of saw described in Jesse Livermore's book around, I think it was about 1907, something like that. He described a market where the selling was just a little bit more than the buying, or the buying was just a little bit more than the selling. And it took a long time, actually, for the truth of that to reach the market. In this case, I'm watching showing this the summation index, and the breadth of the market had been going down since almost I'm going to call it the beginning of September, and more of the market was being held up by less and less stocks. I just thought that those big cap stocks would probably maybe pull back a little and everybody would rotate out of them and into other stocks. Well, that wasn't the case. Everybody's just rotating out of everything. And we're seeing something I haven't seen in a great deal of time, and that is massive shorting of really large cap stocks. I guess we'll talk about that today. I'll show you. But two stocks that really, for a variety of reasons, people don't short, got the hammer the last couple of days. I think it may be, well, I know it's the big street guys. We'll talk about how I know why they're shorting and nobody else is. One from the size and why it happens that way. But we'll keep an eye on it. I don't suspect, we're into Thursday now. I don't suspect you get any kind of meaningful bounce now until next week. And maybe Monday you gap up, or maybe Monday you get a little bit more of the downside. I think Tuesday or late Monday now is probably the best time to flip if you think you're going to be bullish out here. I don't see any signals whatsoever. It's just very hard for me to see that there is going to be a big reason to get in front of the train instead of wait till it stops and let us on. So what else do we have out here? I think that's about it. When we come back, we'll have a little history. I have a lot of charts to show today. And well, like I said, I've got a lot of stuff to show. So we'll get that all lined up. We'll have a good day. You can call me at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com. And of course, as always, you can put a message in the den. We already have already have some requests coming in, and that is there was an article I posted earlier in the Tiger's Den about China actually making chips with everything to hack our machines already installed. But we'll talk more about that after the break. Now, this market will be a fast mover, so we'll keep an eye on it, and I'll try to keep quoting the numbers just to keep me in the ball game. I can't look away too long because this is where you can learn to be extremely focused, make a lot of money or lose a lot of money. Time to sit and watch these ticks go by. Off 35 on the S&P cash, off 327 on the Dow, NASDAQ's off 172.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com. Monday, September 24th, TFNN is launching a new updated version of our website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, and starting Monday, you'll be able to experience the new and improved TFNN website. If you're a current subscriber, don't worry, your subscription will be automatically transferred. The new TFNN.com will allow much easier access to all your account and subscription information. Get ready for the new TFNN.com, educating investors. Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
And of course, we're going to do a little history. We'll answer some technical questions and stuff in the news. We'll get on to some charts.
And it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is history repeating, and on this day in 1957, the first man-made satellite to orbit the Earth is Sputnik 1. It's launched from Kazakhstan, marking what's now considered the beginning of the space age. Surprisingly, the world, with its successful launch, Sputnik triggered the space race between the Soviet Union and the United States, ushering in an era of rapid advancement in the field of space exploration. Can't even say it. Talk today. Exploration. The backstory on this, though, is much different than what people believe. They believe that we had a real problem, and that problem was that we were way behind the Soviet Union. That wasn't the story. We actually, in fact, there's a great video running around somewhere on YouTube about the guy who actually had the first satellite. He had it in the trunk of his car and was driving it around for a handful of months. And they could have thrown it on a rocket and had it into space many months before the Soviet Union. But there was the thought, now that we get to look in the documents that opened up after Eisenhower's, what was it, 50 or 60 or 70 years or whatever went by, and you can look through his documents. He was very concerned that if we launched the first satellite and they knew that what we had, that they'd cause a big stink about flying over the another country's land, even in space, and cause a big stink about it. Now, if they did it first and didn't say anything, then that was it. In fact, I think they knew within a couple of days when they were going to launch it. But they told everybody here in the United States to stand down, slow it down, so that the Russians would do it first, and therefore they couldn't whine when we started overflying their country fairly quickly. Land, the guy that actually made the Polaroid camera, Kodak, and a handful of other people had really been pressed into service in about 1952 to start developing cameras that could read license plates from outer space. And a great deal of what was coming out of the United States was slow and steady. But by 1962, those satellites were up, and we were getting valuable data from them, and we didn't have to listen to the Russians cry, or what else would be crying, whining, wailing to the UN about us overflying their country. And of course, by 1968 or 9, for the most part, satellites were going to be better than anything we could put in an airplane and overfly their country. But you know, Eisenhower took a lot of flack at the time. But it did two things. One, it fooled everybody into thinking we were behind them. And two, it made it real easy for Congress to appropriate a lot of cash to go after the big prize, which is, of course, landing a man on the moon and showing how weak and worthless communism is, which is always a good day. Anyway, that's the rest of the story.
Now you know the rest of the story.
Yep. Oh, got a question in here. Is Sputnik still up? And the answer is no. It lasted about 3 months. It was about as much in orbit as you can without instantly falling out of it. Everybody wasn't actually sure just how long it would stay up there, but only about 3 months. They just barely got it up there. But that's all that counts. They were first into space. We were first to the moon. And that's it. Okay. I got a question that came in. And it's about this chip article that is in Bloomberg today. One of the chips that China used had a back door in it, so you can instantly get into anything. Last year, or almost the last year and a half, there have been a lot of closed-door meetings about using a lot of these products designed in China for telecommunications, like routers. They made a very bunch of cheap ones, and they actually made them so cheap as to be almost ludicrous, so people couldn't say that they wouldn't buy them. Of course, they were the proverbial wooden horse, right? They could get them in the thing and then instantly hack them. The article really makes it sound like it's just happened. But we've known about this for like 2 years. All the companies that got yelled at and thrown out of the United States from China in the last couple of years, the ones that everybody was yakking about before Christmas last year. Now, it kind of strikes me now, I can't remember the name of the company, but they've been barred. The company with the virus programs from Russia. We've got to look everywhere. Everything has to be audited to find out whether or not it's doing something horrible on purpose or just by accident. But I don't think that there's a lot new here. We kind of all knew that those routers were infected from day one, and why the companies are not allowed to do business here in the United States. Was it Huawei? I want to say that was the name. I'm pretty sure that's how it's pronounced, Huawei. And there were a couple other ones that are very much like it. But yeah, we got to look everything that comes out of China electronically that could be used for hacking as a Trojan horse. Just people like the low price, and that seemed to be about it. But you can't hardly find anybody buying one of those today. So they did have a little window of opportunity where they were able to hack away. But I think all that's over. I think this is a lot of in the rear view mirror from Bloomberg, although they make it sound like it's kind of an ongoing thing. Every big, large company was contacted and said, you need to get rid of that router like today. And if you don't, then you're the first one that's, going to be responsible because we've notified you. That was the U.S. government. But I think all those routers were taken out and either destroyed or asked for the money back, or a lot of other stuff happening. So yes, was this baked into a chip? Was it hard to find? Yes. But we've been doing the same thing to everybody else for the last 30 or 40 years. So it's not surprising to think that these guys are going to do it back to us. We just have to know that whatever we did to them, they are going to try to do to us. It is spy versus spy. It just, a lot of people just, they've got a very false view of the rest of the world, mostly because the media in the United States doesn't understand that we're in competition with the rest of the world. They all think that they can go back to the late 60s and sing Kumbaya, but that's not the way of the world. It's always competitive, and you got to know that everybody is out there trying to eat your lunch. You better eat your lunch first before they eat your lunch. We'll be back in a minute.
The Path of Least Resistance, David White's daily market letter, gives you trade recommendations based on David's proprietary Power Law Vector indicator that put the odds of success overwhelmingly in your favor. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price for each stock and option trade. David combines his years of trading experience along with his background in technology and computing to offer his subscribers his take on the markets on a daily basis. Every trading day by 9:30, David publishes his morning issue of the Path of Least Resistance, along with updates sent out throughout the week whenever there is new actionable trading information. All new subscribers receive a 30-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee. To sign up for David White's daily trading newsletter right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Volume, total market volume for the U.S. equity from the CBOEs coming in at 5.6 billion shares. If you need a link to watch the volume each day, email me at tfnn.com. What else do we have? Almost 39 points on the Dow, off 331 on the S&P Dow. That's 180, Russell's off 3.5. We hit a pocket. A lot of these stocks are coming down on lighter volume. Some are on heavier volume. most of the volume is in the broader end, and that's one of the things I wanted to bring before we get to the DLT. Was something very, very different yesterday, seen in a long time, and that is massive shorting of some big stocks. Now, sometimes it's not impressive to see getting shorted 4% for the day. T-Mobile 47% today. But that really got to me were the ones that you don't normally see cap stocks. Normally you get 10, 12. It's tummy when you see Boeing with 22% sales yesterday during the day. We don't know that they went home short that started a position today shorting. But we do know 22% of the orders were short. We don't know what people covered before the end of the day. Infer that if a ton of people shorted, that some or many kept the position at least today. The other one out here has been a huge ramp up in Amazon. On the 27th, 11% shorted that day, 13% on the 28th. Monday, we see 17%. Tuesday, 21%. Yesterday, 23%. So people have been, and again, these are big stocks. They're not, $30, $50 stocks. You're literally selling this. You're doing it as a hedge, and you're a big market mover, or you're a big hedge fund, or you're one of the big Wall Street bunches. Retail traders short at all, only about 10%. And of those people, 99% of the trades in a stock are under $100. So there aren't a lot of people shorting stocks in the neighborhood of $2,000 on, or 380 on IBM. It's kind of interesting because at that point, what the big guys are either doing, the little guys do that. There's been studies that I've read over time. In fact, America makes a lot of its data available for statisticians getting doctorate or graduating, so papers on it. It's all anonymous data, so you don't know, which did what. But they can actually go back and look at that data, find out that it pretty much holds up. Very few of these are ever short $3,000 or $4,000 stocks. For some reason, it's better that a $50 goes to $40, $500 stock goes to $400, even though it's the same amount of money to get back. Traders don't think that way for the most part. Probably should, though. Okay, we're going to go to the LT now. This was rocking the SPA this morning down to 13.7, and not a lot of juice so far compared to yesterday, which is kind of interesting. Yesterday, almost 21 shares. So far, just about 9 million shares in the T, which it's not so surprising. We are going through these previous lows that go away. So I would not be surprised if we have kind of a little respite, some people trying to get into stocks. But we don't have much to go. Your low is 111.57. That's the December 16, 2016 low. My guess is that we could cool around here a little while longer, but we've opened the door to this 111.57. And what's happening now probably won't be over until we get that 111.57 test. And if that fails, wow, you got, let's go back a little longer to take a look at this. See if there's anything out here that I can see. I mean, on a long basis, this is what this thing looks like. You break 111.57, it takes you back into support back in a time of 15. And if that breaks this huge mile, is down to 90, which is August 21st of 2013. So I'm not making any prediction on whether the 111.57 will break. Just if it does, 80 bar the door, because you do have the next long-term low coming in at 90. Other thing, interest, we'll check my mail. Let's see, okay. Quick view of IBM. I didn't see anything really happen out here other than it's been going where down a little bit today, but I don't think it's that big a deal. This came up to the gap. In fact, there's a whole bunch of gaps. There's 3 gaps from about 153 to 159 in IBM. Got up there yesterday and rotated southward rather quickly. About $5 from yesterday's high. Not the end of the world, but again, this stock had a time staying out of its own way. Question about this is one that I wanted to get into. I did get out almost instant in it earlier in the week. A lot of these things should have found support and didn't. These small, and certainly the ones, more problematic ones out there. And this is probably the first clue that there were bigger problems on. Got down to 756. I know that Kramer passing it now when he was talking it up when it was bucks. But I think throwing a little bit of gasoline on the fire, but I don't see anything out here other than I can't so far that would so it maybe around $8 is a but again, my guess is you're going to have to wait until probably Tuesday or Wednesday before any of these things are going to bounce now. Will be coming in, and then Monday. But you know, the other thing, this was incredibly problematic to see a market that really couldn't go higher all the way through fund buying. There were people selling into it just as fast as people were buying funds. That also tells you a lot. The dog that didn't bark, market could have gone higher on cash coming in. It didn't. That tells you the sellers, even though they were fourth buyers. Look back.
Hi folks, Tom O'Brien here. If you'd like to get my daily newsletter, Market Insights, then now is a great time to sign up for a 30-day free trial. Every morning by 9:30, I send out my morning letter to subscribers with market commentary on a variety of markets, currencies, and commodities to keep investors up to date on the day's trading action. Included in Market Insights are specific buy and sell recommendations for stocks, ETFs, and even options, with stops and price targets included for every trade in my newsletter. If you'd like to try my newsletter risk-free for 30 days, then head over to the front page of TFNN and you'll find Market Insights under Trading Newsletters. I use my years of trading experience to bisect and dissect the market every morning and give my subscribers the most important information they need to know for the day ahead. I even issue afternoon updates for my subscribers whenever warranted with important market action. I'm always scouring the market for the next great trading opportunity. Sign up for your 30-day free trial to my daily newsletter, Market Insights, today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Wow! Go get 'em, folks. Hi, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. If you'd like to be the bank and get the type of interest they receive instead of the low interest rates they give to clients, then I have an investment you may want to take a look at. I'm offering 4-year secured first mortgages on buildable city lots in St. Petersburg, Florida. The investment can be anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000 per buildable city lot. The interest paid is 7% per year, paid monthly. Depending on the investment, the income per month per lot ranged from $175 for a $30,000 investment to $437.50 for a $75,000 investment. If you are in the CD market, you want to look at this investment. St. Petersburg is located in Pinellas County, which is the densest county in Florida. If you're looking for an investment with your principal intact that pays a good interest rate, this may be for you. The supply is limited, so act now. For more information on these secured first mortgage opportunities, you can call me at 877-518-9797. 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
The Taz Profile Scanner Plus, developed by John Logan and his team, is a standalone piece of software that can change the way you trade. Let the Taz Profile Scanner work for you by scanning over 5,000 financial instruments such as stocks, ETFs, commodities, futures, and Forex. Right now, you can get a 30-day free trial to the Taz Profile Scanner Plus right at TFNN.com. And when you sign up, you gain instant access to John Logan's most recent webinar, How Price, Volume, and Time Make Market Profiles So Unique. This hour-long webinar with John Logan will walk you through the most powerful features of the scanner and how you can use it to become a more successful and profitable trader. You pay absolutely nothing for 30 days while you try out this software risk-free. For more information on the Taz Profile Scanner and to get your 30-day free trial today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Hey, and we have a question. And one of the stocks I brought up in the Tech Insider Hour with Tom O'Brien was Enlight. These guys make super high-powered LED lasers. And I recently, last couple of months, bought a laser engraver for making things. And I've been learning a lot. I actually knew how to run them when I had access to one a couple of years ago. But these guys are going to be doing it with LEDs. One of the things let me put it this way. The first thing you want to look at is when the IPO date of lockup is over, and that is when insiders can start selling. And that's always 180 days. And what do you want to do? You want to know when that date is, because 80% of the time, someone's going to sell something in that company. Not every time, but, you know, if they believe the thing's going to the moon, they won't sell it all. If they know what they have, if they think it's a little iffy, or they think they may get fired, then maybe some of the insiders will start selling. Now, Enlight, LASR, opens to lockup on the 23rd of this month. So I won't even begin to start talking about a position where you can buy this thing. What you want to do is on the 23rd, start putting it down in the calendar and watch it like a hawk every day for the next 2 weeks, and how it starts to trade with the ability to sell, but not the obligation for insiders. We want to see what they think about it. And there's a few times that you get this kind of good information in a stock, and IPO lockup is about it. You know, when insiders are buying or selling, a lot of reasons to sell. Only a few reasons to buy if you're an insider, and that's you think the market's going up. And so for me, look at the 23rd. I'm going to be following it for the next couple of weeks. This one, if it works out fairly nicely, that takes you into late November. Probably not going to have a big run before that. But these are the kind of setups, especially these IPOs coming out and expiring in the next couple of months. If they do real well, these are the ones that you start wanting to look at for the beginning of the year. So for me, my guess is that the first opportunity to trade this will probably be in January. But I do like it. Well, they've got lasers now that are getting close to the power of CO2, carbon dioxide laser tube lasers. I mean, you can buy those for like $400 from China now, which is what I did. They actually work fairly well. They're about half dangerous. They could shock you. They aren't great, but you know, the next step up is buying one that's all put together for about $4,000. So at about a tenth of the cost, I'm not feeling too bad about having my $400 Chinese laser. But I've learned a great deal of them. Now, the question is, at what point do LEDs, light-emitting diode lasers, actually do it? Now, Enlight sells up to 10-watt lasers. A decent laser that'll cut like acrylic and wood, you probably want to start at about 40 watts. So these guys have figured out to get to 10 watts. By the time you get to 40 watts, that's quite the deal. And I'll be watching this closely. But these guys are slowly going up. And, of course, right now, a lot of these things are being sold into networks for lasers that can go down fiber optic. But, you know, these guys also make lasers for cutting and engraving other things, or at least sell them to people that make machines in it. But I think high-powered lasers are a fairly decent long-term path to be in, and we'll look at those. Hopefully that answered your question. Yeah, no touchy right now. We got that. Okay, we got that. Okay, anything else? Okay, get rid of a few of these. Get rid of a few of those. Okay, we're back in. Let's take a look at some other stocks. I wanted to see how some of these stocks that had really taken off were doing today on a shorter term basis. And did I get this right? There we go. One was the biggest dog ever, which is Fossil. This thing had a massive short sale number, and I wanted to see how this was actually testing out here. Actually not the worst looking stock in the market right now, $20.50 on August 29th, 7 million shares, 2 million shares on Monday. Or is that Monday or Tuesday? It's Tuesday. Wednesday, Thursday, okay. And this thing's just kind of gone flat. I'm looking for stocks that when the market does decide to turn and go higher, have some fairly high short interest and maybe make some money in a real hurry. Right now, don't see a lot that tells me that that's time to act, but I am starting to look at a handful of these if things do turn around. And we're off, what, 32, 33 on the S&P cash. Probably going to play around here. I wouldn't be surprised if we go a little lower or even flat Friday, and then maybe another gap down on Monday. If we wash out tomorrow, then maybe there's an opportunity for the market to actually go higher on Monday. Like I said, I just don't see anything probably at least for a big reaction until next week. We'll see what tomorrow brings before we start looking at it. Anyway, Fossil was one of the early ones. I wanted to see how ABX traded. This has come right back up to this gap down on the, what was it, July 26th. It came down with 27.1 million shares. Got 26 million shares. So not that bad on the second. Yesterday, 18 million shares and a little bit sideways action today. So didn't see a big reaction. Not a lot of volume either. Let's take a look at some other ones out here. Again, plenty of time to call, 877-927-6648. Let's go a little longer time frame. Yeah, there were a lot of these that I thought might get to previous lows, so let's go through a few of them. Alnylam Pharmaceuticals, ALNY. This actually not a bad looking chart out here, other than the market's kind of nasty. Gapped up very significantly on 18 million shares going back to the 20th of September 2017. Got up to 153.99. Now it's hitting about this $87 range. A couple of times got into $84 just a handful of days ago. But this is getting back into the kind of support that you really like, because the risk reward is very, very good if you're playing biotechs especially. You know, 85 was where you were looking for. It's gotten to 85, maybe a little bit lower. You know, you could get back to maybe 82. But a handful of stocks out here starting to look interesting. When we come back, we'll look at the Best Buy. Did this thing have a problem today? It's down. Not a lot of volume so far. Be back in a minute.
No matter what kind of trader you are, 2018 is a great time to try out a subscription to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report. Whether you just plan on diversifying your portfolio with some exposure to gold and gold mining equities, or you're a gold bull that sees 2018 as the year of commodities, now is a great time to sign up for the Gold Report. Tom O'Brien publishes his Gold Report every Monday morning before the market opens and covers a variety of topics including gold, silver, platinum, copper, the XAU and HUI, the dollar, bonds, South African rand, as well as more than 20 of the most actively traded mining equities. Start your 2018 off with a bang and sign up for the Gold Report today. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. For all the details and to start your subscription right now, visit the front page of TFNN.com and you'll find the Gold Report under Investment Newsletters. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And what we got? We were going to talk about Best Buy. Wanted to see how this one is coming in. Of course, technology, a big issue. Down volume is not all that exciting. But again, we're going to want to watch the volume at the very end of the day. A lot of, well, probably what, 40% of everything's traded in a dark pool. So you really don't see the volume, really until the end of the day. And that's much more important than this. We kind of get an idea, but a lot of time there's a little bit of sandbagging going on. But certainly Best Buy back in the support area that goes back across through the early part of the summer into the first part of July. I thought this thing was rather richly valued for what I'm seeing, but hey, that's just me. Got a request from Joan to take a quick look at Micron. Again, I've been waiting for $40.68, the September 12th low. I think there's a good opportunity now that you get that. A couple more days like this, it wouldn't take it. But it's not a bad looking chart. Got a nice pullback. But, man, the risk reward at 40.68 would be so much better than trying to take a stab anywhere over the next couple of days into this. I like this little gap down. if this keeps up. The question is, will I want it at that price when it gets there? But you always got to wait. Most of the stuff, good stock trading is waiting, sitting on your hands a lot. In the meantime, sell when you can, not when you have to. And we will see you here tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.